You're such an asshole.
I gotta explain everything to you, boys. I gotta explain it all. All right. We have some good news. This is a previous client, and he had a thing called face blindness. I'm like, dude, is this a real thing? I guess it is. He just doesn't remember faces. Like, I guess it's a variation of short-term memory loss or not function. And so he's having trouble meeting the girls, and I have no idea. I was like, I don't know. It's like a physical thing. You can't, it's like not having a left arm. You can't get one. I said the only thing I think you could do is when there's a girl talking to you and say, and she acts like she knows you, you gotta say, look, I'm terribly sorry. I have this, it's a stupid minor disability, but I have face blindness. I don't remember faces. It's not a joke. I'm not saying it to be funny, but I don't remember you. And and then I said that that would kind of pivot your disability into at least a topic of conversation, maybe even, oh, he's a wounded little puppy and needs my help. Well, here we go. I wrote a few weeks back about being face blind and the girl son. So I took your advice, and the lady in question was talking about someone, and I said, I'm really sorry. I'm face blind. I don't recognize people, so I have no idea who you're talking about. Well, of course, it was one of the instructors, but she asked a few questions. Anyway, long story short, last week she gave me another compliment. Tonight we're heading on a date. There we go. There we go. All right, how do I switch this into an asset? How do we make lemonades out of lemon? Pretty happy pulling a gal 15 years my junior and a hottie. Not like any normal man, I can fuck that up 6 ways from Sunday, but the outcome is irrelevant. Best $45 I've ever spent. Thanks. There you go. I'm worth every penny. You guys really should just pay me lots of money. That's the end. What's the solution? To pay Aaron money. That's what the solution is. Well, you guys keep giving welfare bums and drug addicts and single moms more money, so I figure it's got to work for me. Makes me wonder exactly how many opportunities I've missed over the years. I don't. You can't beat yourself up over that. You legit had a handicap going into this game. We just sat down and thought about something. Like, maybe this will work. Hey, it works. So, wait till you get laid. Then you could think, oh man, if I had just used this face blind game. So to add to your kitty, I'm requesting either a video PSA to the girls, drop your damn handkerchief from time to time to let guys know you are interested, or do a video on your own choice. Let me know your price. We'll keep you anonymous. So you want an original, and I think that's a good request as any. Girls should drop their damn handkerchief from time to time. So let me explain this to you younger kids, what it was. So in the before time, a woman would drop her handkerchief in theory. This is when men wore top hats and and monocles. And oh, my lady, you've dropped your handkerchief. Oh, well, I declare. They declared a lot of things back in this time. Why, thank you, kind sir. And presumably that would be an indication she was interested in. Oh, may I escort you? May I escort you to the place you're going? They would court all that other crap, right? In horse buggies. And what you're saying in a more modern time would be to flirt with a guy. And you can hear a little frustration. Drop the damn handkerchief from time to time. Let guys know you are interested. So let me tell you, my good sir, you are old like me, and you are from a different time. And we are from a generation where I will tip my hat and acknowledge Gen X girls, they certainly were not the best. They were not Olympic athletes at flirting. They were not even bronze. They were tin level Olympic athletes, but they would make attempts. You would be like, that was weird. Sometimes it wasn't so obscure. Sometimes it kind of knew. But it's just in general against women's nature to take initial action. I don't know. The fear of rejection somehow, strikes deep in their heart. I have no idea. But in general, girls are just not their number one hobby, where they also place tin, in the Olympics is taking agency. And they don't really have to. Why? Because the male sex drive in this particular case, the male sex drive will do all the work. You'll ask a girl out whether you think she likes you or not. So they don't really have to. I go back to the grand unifying theory of laziness. If someone doesn't have to, they're not going to. They'll save the calories of energy and not get rejected. But I do remember things kind of like, well, she did smile at me. And she did say a funny witticism or whatever. I remember one girl, I was in a dance class. She bought me a little like candy thing, box of candies. Oh, okay. All right. That's cool. Okay. I get you. Yeah. Okay. Did go out with her because she wasn't attractive enough. So I guess maybe rejection. But the handkerchief that could, like, if the guy rejects them, they have plausible deniability to protect their ego. Like, no, I literally just dropped my handkerchief. No, I just wanted to get you a nice little box of chocolates. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. See you. Bye. But more modernly, because you're dating a gal 15 years your junior, things have changed. And whereas in the olden days, the threat of death is what more or less drove women to date men and find a husband, that threat of death is no longer there. And I've been saying this many times now. It was penned into my book, The Book of Numbers. Myron, in his latest book, or his only book, Why Women Deserve Less, he expanded on it. I helped him a little bit with the concept and all that. And the numbers are there. The girls are just not that interested in guys. And I think we got to get to that square one. You're operating from a faulty premise. You got this theory, or you have this request. Women should let men know they're interested. And I'm like, they will. They will. But they're just not interested. You operate from this erroneous premise that there's all these girls who really want to meet a guy and and they got to give them a hint. And if they just were 1/100th of what they claim to be, strong, independent, agencyful, then men would pick up on hit. We know what to do. And I'm like, that would be correct. And some of them do. But most girls don't want guys. They're not that interested. And let's also be honest about you and me. Are we 10s? I'm sure if we compared ourselves to the group of guys that were 10s, the girls are dropping much more clearer hints. But I'm not a 10. At best, in my best days, I was an 8. In my best days. I'm sure other guys had much clearer signals. Like, girls would just give them the number as a pretty clear signal. But most girls are just not interested in most guys. And so for the lion's share, a vast majority, 80, 85, maybe even 90% of men, girls you're like, why don't they give me a hint? Like, because they don't want to give you a hint. I would also say a significant percentage of women, I don't know what, we'd have to look at polling. I'd have to do some econ math magic. I think it wouldn't surprise me, depending on what age group you want to say, it wouldn't surprise me if damn near 50% of women were asexual. Like, they really could just take men or leave them. They're really just like, meh. Like, if we did a poll, oh my God, men are the greatest things. I would love to get married someday, but to the right guy. I like guys, but it's not a priority. And then the last one would be meh. I think meh don't be surprised if you get at least a third. And because women's interest is just a mere fraction of that of men's, and really look at the poll, especially younger, they're not going to flirt. They're not going to drop their handkerchief. I know it is not a representation of the real world, but it is increasingly becoming so because so many people are doing it. And that's where right now the majority of people are going there. But online dating, for all of its drawbacks and for all of its not perfect representation of the real world, it does rhyme. And if you look at the online swiping statistics, which are just fascinating, you look at Tinder analytics, what is it? I'd have to look up the numbers, but is the single digit percents that women reach out to the guy? I mean, heck, I think Bumble is based on that whole premise. Like, I don't want to deal with all the offers. I'll swipe. And then what percent of women do actually hang on? Let's look that up. Look up Bumble. What percent of Bumble matches end in a date. Just a date. What percent of your matches, what percent of Bumble matches results in dates? 25%. Men are attracted to women who make the first move. 63% of women making the first move influential when they Bumble. Yeah, so 1 in 4. So even when the gal like, oh, I like him, I'm going to swipe on him. Only 1 in 4 actually ends up on a date. That's with her giving him a hint. You know, that's like a whole platform based on them giving it a hint. So yeah, so there you go. I mean, you can ask girls to drop their handkerchief, but they have to have an incentive and a desire to do so, is what I would say. And then girls, I mean, I'll say it again. Never has it been so easy for a girl to go and get herself a guy. Now, not a lot of high quality guys out there either. I know that, seeing the numbers and the statistics. I get it. But you voted for it. Now you got the Democrat soy boy pussies. You all want it. Like, they vote the right way, but you don't want to fuck up. Like, well, consequences, choices, laughter. But if there's a guy, gals, and you think he's cute, the old sit next to him, talk to him at school. Oh, what kind? You like cookies? What's your favorite cookie? And you make up a cookie, one. Make it a good cookie. Yeah, I made you a cookie. Oh, these are great. Thanks. If you want more, you could take me to dinner. You know, and another problem. Talking to the client and the requester of this request, given the negative market environment, propaganda environment, whatever environment, the negative environment that young men face now, like, oh, don't talk to girls, and any interaction is forcible bedroom, not fun time, and that's harassment. We don't need you, and you're oppressing us. You watch the news, and I mean, Dove came out with some fat chick doing a fat chick thing. You got Lizzo up there, but then the Miller commercial. How dare you put us in bikinis? Like, the flirting is going to have to be more than a handkerchief. The flirting is, or even the gal on the internet. Again, it's not the real world, but that's the one that travels the fastest. That's what is scored in young men's mind. The gal who was like cursing and swearing and threatened to cut the guy's dick off because he was looking at her at a gym. Remember that one? You're going to have to be really clear in your flirting. But that's for you girls who are like, no, I really like that guy. Okay, you're going to have to kind of ask him out or make the flirting very clear. And don't be surprised if the guy doesn't know what to do. Because the sad truth is, so rarely are nice things done for men. As I've said before, a lot of times guys think it's a trap or a trick or a joke, and they're not necessarily wrong. As I've told the anecdotal story before about the hot chick coming up to me at a Wyoming bar. I'm like, this is odd. So there you go. All right. Any super chats today? No super chats. All right. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.